Mexico, I want to make it very clear that Mexico and the United States, or Mexicans and Americans, honestly, we have a lot more in common than we do in differences. There are differences for sure in culture, but we have a lot in common. And most importantly, most people are just trying to better themselves. Whether it's, moving to a different location to make more money, or moving to a different location to save money, love of sports, love of all different kinds of food, music. So many people focus on the differences. And I just see a lot of similarities, honestly.
Welcome everybody, this is Eric. Today I want to discuss the 9 cons of living in Merida. I've already done a video called the 9 pros of living in Merida. And before I do this, I want to make a disclaimer just because some people just get so offended by things these days you can't really say anything. Just to be very clear, I'm not comparing Merida to the United States. I'm not comparing it to anywhere. So just take whatever I say at face value. That's all I'm doing. I'm basing it on what I see from my experience with my own eyes, with my ears, and that's what this list is based on. And same with the positives video, the 9 positives of living in Merida. So this is not a comparison of the United States or anywhere in the United States or anywhere in the world for that matter. It's just about here. It's about Merida and what I see and what I hear and what I believe to be true. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. No hate, no love, just what I see, what I hear. Okay, I'm gonna look at my phone real quick for some notes. Give me just a second. Okay, one thing is Merida has been on the radar now for a long time. It's no longer a secret. It kind of used to be a secret a few years ago.
Years ago, I'm talking like, at least for me, in my knowledge, let's say early 2000s, Merida definitely wasn't a tourist destination. I'll tell you that. Just then, actually, even Playa del Carmen was just starting to take off.
And therefore, the prices here have shot up dramatically. Really, really shot up over the past few years. Okay, guys, so I'm just looking at some houses here in Merida on inmuebles24.com. Up here, you can see. It's a very popular site. Of course, there's other sites, but I think this one is just as good as any others. And for filters, I wanted to put on basically, I wanted to eliminate, pre-sales, preventas, and stuff like that. Because of course you could find deals, on houses that are going to be finished in 3 years and stuff like that. But of course that comes with risk, right? That they don't finish the project. So these are all houses that are available within the last 5 years in Merida. So let's take a look. As you can see, right off the top, you got the, 5,600,000, 7 million, 9 million. This is what I was talking about. I have a feeling this is the type of house. I'm talking for your average person. Obviously, money is subjective, right? There are rich people that this is nothing to them, right? That's roughly 205,000 more or less. That's nothing to them, and so they wouldn't buy something like this. But I'm kind of talking for your average Joe, I guess you would say, or somebody that's coming down here to retire and they have to pay in cash. $205,000 is quite a bit of money. Here we go with, Merida Country Club, Yucatan Country Club, 15 million pesos. But this is what I'm seeing as what I think most people are probably looking at. 3,500,000, 3,650,000. Jesus, look at this thing, 55 million pesos. 4 million, 4,200,000, 5,800,000. So none of these, in my opinion, are chump change whatsoever. You do see a lot of these in like Cholul around this price range. And these are houses. Of course, you could find apartments or perhaps townhouses, a bit cheaper. But, take into consideration the square footage. That's big. Take a look at this. And, it's got a nice little pool in the back. I'm not a big fan of most of the pools here. They're usually like really tiny, and I don't know. I think, me personally, I think pools are a big waste of money and stuff like that. A lot of people don't use them that often. But anyway, let's see this one here. Here we go. 2,800,000. Now this is in Benito Juarez Norte. I'm not exactly sure where that is, but well, it says 5 minutes from Gran Plaza, which is an older mall. 10 minutes from Galerías, which is nice. I like that. But look at the size. It's only 118 square meters, and it's also only got two bedrooms and two bath. But this might be perfect for a couple or for a retired individual or something like that. So my point is, you just got to look around. But if I had to pick like an honest average price for the average person, I would say you're looking at probably 3 million, right around here, 3,500,000. Now, this to me, just from the looks of it, I have no idea what it looks like inside, but just on this photo, I don't like it. It doesn't look great. Now, it could be wonderful inside. It's very big. It's got 7 bedrooms. Okay, so it could be one of those fixer-uppers. It says it's in El Centro. So I understand everybody's different. Okay, there is no one size fits all for everybody. But me personally, I would probably like something like this that has a garage where you can open up, put your cars in. You know that they're going to be safe, your bicycles, motorcycles, whatever. It's in a good area. It's very big, five bedrooms. But I do think a lot of people that are retiring and stuff like that, they don't necessarily need 5 bedrooms. Look at this one. This is in El Centro, and of course, it just looks like anyway, it needs work. But these can be wonderful projects for people that know how to do this stuff or they have contacts. It can be amazing projects. And so, anyway, I'm just giving you an idea of what I see that is available. This is, in my opinion, well, it's a centro, that's why. But look at this. It's only got 2 bedrooms and they're asking 7 million. It might be redone and beautiful, but that's quite a bit of money, you know? So I think a lot of the offers that some people might be interested are going to be outside the Periférico because you're going to be able to find, or actually Las Americas, which is not bad at all. You're actually going to be able to see prices like this right here, 3,500,000. If I had to guess, if I had to say, that would be my price that I would look at. It looks decent. Sure, it's a little bit outside, but I know someone that lives there and they actually like Las Americas and then they have supermarkets and stuff like that. It's not, super fancy, super luxurious, but it's a nice place to live. And I think a lot of people would be happy there. So that might be an area that you might want to consider looking at. It looks, I don't know, just looking on the photos here, it looks pretty nice. But anyway, that's it for that. I just want to let you know, I think realistically, unless you're really getting a 1 bedroom or a 2 bedroom, perhaps in a place you don't like that much, you're looking at about 3,500,000 pesos, which right around now is about $205,000. And of course, don't forget, as a foreigner, you're going to need to get a fideicomiso, which is going to cost you, it depends, which bank you choose and stuff like that, and which lawyer sets it up for you. But you look at about $2,000 and then probably about $700 to $1,000 a year to renew it. So unfortunately, that's necessary within the restricted zone. So anyway, that's it. Prices have skyrocketed because a lot of Mexicans have moved here from other states due to its safety, right? It's known to be the safest city by far in Mexico. So one of the downsides is the prices have shot up, really. And now they are starting to build outside the Periférico, which is the loop, and you can find some, less expensive places there. I was looking at a video on YouTube, but honestly, this place, they call it Zona Diamante, but this girl went there and she drove there, and I mean, it was like in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you are nowhere near a supermarket, no Oxxos, no nothing. And I don't think anyone really, at least I don't think a foreigner wanting to buy a place wants to live in the middle of nowhere where there's zero services. You would have to literally drive probably half an hour to get, or at least 20 minutes just to get groceries or something. So, that's how life is. I mean, when something's so good, word gets out, people start moving. Word got out about Texas, you know, California started moving there. Tennessee, people started moving there. And the same is true with, you know, different places throughout Latin America. Ecuador was famous for a really long time up until recently. Now it's very dangerous. Costa Rica had been famous, has been famous. That's actually probably the oldest expat destination, at least that I know of. I mean, that was like the first real, you know, expat place, Costa Rica, right? So anyway, yeah, the prices have shot up, and that is a negative, right? It's not a positive, at least for people that are on a limited budget. And you know, $205,000 for a nice place. Yeah, you might be able to get one for $3 million, but maybe that's a 2-bedroom, or maybe it's a 3-bedroom, or maybe it's a little bit in an area that you don't like as much. So that's one negative. Shoddy construction. You gotta be really, really careful. This happened to me. This is a personal experience. The first place I bought it in the north of Merida. It was right in front of the Edificio Black, if you know where that is. And it was a 3-bedroom. And I did a lot. I put a lot of additions on it. I put a gym upstairs and different things. Never should have bought this place. I never saw it in the rainy season. And when it rained, I mean, the water just poured down the walls inside the house, all over the place. And mold started growing on the walls. It was really, really poorly made. It wasn't just that. There was, you know, when you look out the window, you could see all these cables were just all tangled up, and it was a poor design. It was poorly made, and I was lucky to unload it. I was lucky to get rid of it. I've never seen that in another, not comparing, but I'm just saying I've never lived in a building or a house where water would just pour down the walls of your house. Nobody wants that, nobody likes that. So you gotta be really, really careful. Make sure you get an inspection if you're gonna actually buy a property. You know, renting, it's not the biggest deal in the world, especially if you're on a, you know, 6-month or 1-year lease. But if you're gonna buy a place, you don't want water running down the sides of your walls. Now, as you know, in Mexico, you have to have the tinacos, which is like the little water tower, right? They don't have water towers, so that's what it serves as. It's where your water is. And they have to have, you know, flat roofs so people can go up and work on them and change them and stuff like that. So you don't see any A-frame construction whereby the water would obviously, you know, fall off the sides of the roof a lot easier, a lot better. So there's a big problem with water leaks here, big problem. And that's, in fact, when I sold the place, I was honest, I told them. They were like they were used to it, you know what I mean? I'm not used to that. So anyway, that's that. Watch out for the construction. If you're gonna buy a place, make sure you definitely get an inspection and inspect the roof, the corners, look for any damage, mold, especially look for mold. This place is very susceptible to mold due to its humidity. Bureaucracy. Now, of course, this could be said for a lot of places, but to get things done here, man, I'll tell you, like even immigration, I'm a permanent resident. I mentioned that in another video. I don't know if you know that, but just to get that done, for example, like when you go to the immigration office, first of all, there's zero organization. You go there and it's just like a crowd of people, and I don't know who's doing what. There's no line. It's just kind of people huddled together, and they don't tell you like this line is for this and this one is for that. There's no getting a ticket like at a deli, you know, or at a DMV like you would in the US, okay? And so there's just this lack of systems. And so you go there and you have to ask, like, what do I do? Where do I go? Then once you finally get there and you get the necessary stuff and you finally talk to the lady or the man, they'll say, oh, okay, now you need to go to the bank and pay this and then come back. In other words, you can't pay for your immigration paperwork or whatever you're doing. You can't pay there. You have to leave the building, get in an Uber or get in your car if you have a car, and you have to go to the bank, pay that thing, get proof that you paid it, then go back to the place, wait in line again. The bureaucracy is horrible. And it's not just immigration. It also goes for like the DMV, you know, the equivalent of the DMV, same thing. So be prepared to, you know, run around a lot and do a bunch of steps to get things done. Let's see. Loss of electricity. The lights go out here very often. I will say that they're usually quick to turn them back on, so they don't necessarily, you're not necessarily in the dark or without power for so long. Usually the first time it goes out, it'll stay out for quite a while, but it does happen frequently. It's not like just with a severe storm or rainstorm. It happens with wind. It just happened, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. The lights went out 4 times. 4 times. And there was a lot of wind, but it wasn't a hurricane. I mean, it was wind. So I'm not really, I'm used to it here, but I'm saying I'm not used to that in other places that I've lived. So you lose power very frequently. If I had to guess, I don't know, I'd probably say 50, 60 times a year, something like that. And again, a lot of them are brief, like it'll go out and it'll come back on maybe 2 minutes later. So it's not like you're sitting there all day long without power. That rarely happens. They're pretty good about switching it back on. But if your job depends upon it, like if you're, I don't know, into meetings, or you're a teacher and that's how you get paid and that's your livelihood, all of a sudden, boom, there goes your audio call, your Zoom call, whatever, you're cut off immediately. And so just be aware of that. Trash on the streets. I'm not going to talk about this a lot because I already did a video about Merida being dirty and humid and expensive. But that's just the truth. If you go beyond the beautiful Montejo and you go to different, if you just go to neighborhoods and go through the back roads, you'll just see trash thrown on the streets. It's very dirty, and that's just the truth. And whether you like it or not, I'm sorry, that is the truth. That's what I see. I see it with my own eyes. It's not cleaned up. They don't have a good system of cleaning up the garbage. But enough of that. I will say that the main roads are nice. Regarding the roads, they're not nicely paved. Just the main roads are very nice. The highway that goes to Progreso, that's nice. The Periférico, the loop, that's nice. Montejo, of course, is nice. But once you get into neighborhood roads, they're usually, it's patchwork, really. Okay, so just want to show you guys here what I meant by road is basically made of patchwork. And this is all throughout the back roads. Again, here the sidewalk just completely stops, and then this huge cactus and bougainvillea is in the way. At least I think that's a bougainvillea. But this is not a place that you would ride a bike or anything like that. And you can see the road. It's just all kind of patched up and bumpy, and part of it's dirt over here and a lot of bumps. So that's typical. There's a nice restaurant over here to the right. The people walking out, I didn't want to shove the camera in their face. I think that's pretty rude. But if you were to walk along this way, you would see, for example, on the sidewalk, you got a trunk here, walking the sidewalk, and you got one here. So yeah, just, basically vegetation up ahead. But yeah, most of the roads, or the back roads through the neighborhoods, are like this. They're just really poorly paved. I mean, I don't know how many billions of dollars that the government spent on the Tren Maya, which I think is really cool. Don't get me wrong, I think it's awesome. But I'm just saying, I feel like, I don't know, maybe some of that money could have went towards, repaving the streets where people live, that actual Yucatecans live, okay? Most foreigners don't live here. So that's just my idea. I don't know, give some money to the people,
Let's do this. Okay, so it's actually a very, very hot day. Today's Super Bowl Sunday. It's about 2 hours before kickoff. I think it's around 4 o'clock. So I'm just taking a real quick ride. I don't need to watch 5 hours of pregame bullshit. Okay, so as you can see here, There's a little bit more of what I was talking about with the roads being patchwork. They just never actually, finished this road. I guess you could drive by it like I'm doing now, but don't get me wrong. Most of the roads in Merida don't look like this, even in the back roads. But I'm just saying, some that aren't even paved. And so, just keep that in mind. I don't even know if I can take a left here. I think I can. New road. This looks cool. Wow, man, if the roads all look like this, sweet. There's a very nice, expensive school up here on the right. Where they teach kids, I think they teach kids English and a bunch of other things. Right over here. To the right. Hey, kitty cat. Look at the kitty cat. Skittish. But see what I mean? What I'm talking about, patchwork. To me, it's patchwork, okay? Right now I'm on dirt. You can tell. To the back roads. These are neighborhoods, though. These are where people live. Again, these are nice houses. Very nice houses. Look at the security they have over here, This isn't some cheap, crappy neighborhood. Look at the trucks. Brand new, looks like Toyota Tacoma or something like that. Tundra. Toyota Tundra. I think it's even more expensive. I don't know. Then, you get to here, you get the rubble. I understand they're doing construction over here on the right, but this park to the left used to be completely filled with garbage. They still have tires and stuff like that thrown around. You can see. I'll take a quick ride down. For those of you familiar with Merida, this is 2 blocks, just 2 blocks behind Texas Roadhouse off of Montejo. Look at tires, couches, a graveyard. And unfortunately, it's turned into a dump. And it was a lot worse. The tables, oil cans. And see, they even have a sign right there. Keep this area, don't throw trash, take care of your environment. But people don't, do that. Doesn't mean anything. But I would say, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, this place was completely filled with trash. As if it was literally a dump. And then they cleaned it up, and now, again, it's starting to fill back up with tires and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Whatever. There's Texas Roadhouse right up here. I'll come up here real quick. Place is packed. I'm telling you, man, Mexicans just don't eat tacos. This is packed. They like American things. They might not like all American things, but they like Texas Roadhouse, I'll tell you that. This place is, look at the cars. There's no parking left in the parking lot. There's the harbor, which is kind of like, in my opinion, a failed mall. But I already went over that in another video. I head to the Periférico, but I'm not going to get on that, obviously. Head back. So, anyway, that's that. I'm heading back. Getting back home. Home on the range. So if you are thinking of moving to Merida, I would love to hear it in the comments. If you have any questions or anything like that, I'd be glad to answer them as honestly and truthfully as I can. If you have any doubts, I think I pretty much covered everything. Eventually I'm going to stop doing videos of Merida, but let's face it, that's where I am right now. So do videos about something that you know something about, I have experience with, so that's the only reason I, keep doing videos of Merida, basically around where I live. I did go downtown, but for the most part, it's in the north where I live. Check this sign out. I'm going to turn around. It's funny to me because it says that the building's not for sale, or the land rather is not for sale, but then it says, for further information, call this number. So it's like, if it's not for sale, why even put your phone number? Like, I don't get that. If anyone in Mexico knows why they do that, let me know. Also, I've seen where they'll actually put their name on there. In the U.S., for example, nobody would put their name on it, Nobody would put their name on a public wall along with their telephone number. People like their privacy too much. But here, a lot of times you'll see written on the cement wall the name of the person that the property belongs to. A lot of times their telephone number. So it's kind of common. And I've driven this road here so many times because I used to live back there. First place I bought. And this is a pretty congested road. Look at the road work here. My God, that's awful. This road is pretty nice because, there's so many cars that go on this road. As it cuts over from, Galerías, Costco, that area, over to the other side of Merida, through Sausalito. This is called Sausalito Norte, where I am. There's amazing hacienda-type homes over there in the back. They won't even let you go see them. You wouldn't think there is, but there is. Because this is a very, humble-looking neighborhood. Unfortunately, I see a lot of stray dogs. It breaks my heart. There's a lot around here. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like sometimes, facades in Mexico of the different houses, they'll fool you. It'll look crappy on the outside, and then you go inside, and it's like, wow. And I have a feeling they do that on purpose, not to draw attention. I would do that. I'd rather have a place look crummy on the outside so it doesn't draw attention, and have it beautiful on the inside, than the opposite. But yeah, man, Mexico, I want to make it very clear that Mexico and the United States, or Mexicans and Americans, honestly, we have a lot more in common than we do in differences. There are differences for sure in culture, but we have a lot in common. And most importantly, most people are just trying to better themselves. Whether it's, moving to a different location to make more money, or moving to a different location to save money, love of sports, love of all different kinds of food, music. So many people focus on the differences. And I just see a lot of similarities, honestly, in terms of the people. And actually, even in terms of the nice, the shopping areas. And they're beautiful here. You wouldn't even know you're in Mexico, really. So that's that. Everyone have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Of course, by the time you see this, we'll know who somebody would have already won. Hi, doggy, be careful. Jesus. I think a black cat crossing your path is bad luck. What about a black dog? Anybody know about that? Hope not. Later. I'm out.
Sidewalks here are absolutely terrible. Talking about sidewalks in general are just absolutely terrible. Either they're blocked by, someone, putting up a little a stool or something like that, or they'll suddenly just stop and there's no more sidewalk and you're forced to walk on the road, or someone will open the gate to their house, which blocks the sidewalk again, and there's holes in the sidewalk, there's things sticking out of them. So sidewalks here are absolutely terrible, and I'm pretty sure that goes for most of Mexico. Perhaps maybe in Mexico City they're better, or I'm not sure, maybe Guadalajara, maybe they're much better. I don't know. But in general, and I know this goes for a lot of Latin America, this might not just be Merida only, but again, this is just what I see with my eyes. I'll be walking and the thing will just stop. No more sidewalk, and you have to go on the road. So there's no bicycle riding, there's none of that stuff. You're gonna ride a bike, you're gonna be riding in the street. The only exception is on the Montejo, that's the north going towards Progreso. They have like a little green strip in the middle, which I do see a few people bike along there, so that's pretty cool. But I mean, once you get off that, if you're going through any other streets, you're not gonna be riding on the sidewalks. And if you're gonna walk, you gotta be careful. There's holes, there's broken cement, bottles, whatever. It's just, sidewalks are terrible.
Okay, hey everybody. It's kind of a windy day. Hopefully you can get an idea. I don't know how much wind is coming through, but you can get an idea of some of the sidewalks, what I'm talking about. I mean, if you're into like riding bicycles and stuff like that, you're gonna be hard pressed to ride bicycles on sidewalks. And even walking, you'll see like suddenly it'll just get, covered, and you can't move on. And it's not just usually trash and garbage, sometimes it's just covered by people like putting stools out or furniture. As you can see right here, this is some sort of like almost compound or something. I mean, it's pretty massive construction here, and someone very wealthy lives behind these walls, I'm quite sure. But anyway, going back to the sidewalks, let's just imagine you're, on your stroll or taking your bike if you're on a bike ride. Yeah, you'd be fine up till right about here. Then your sidewalk is completely blocked and you're forced on the road. Let's say this garbage or this, leaves and stuff like that, even if that wasn't here, you continue. You got to be careful for the hole in the sidewalk. And as you come along, as I said, there's just things sticking out. There's a brick in the middle of the sidewalk. You got a broken tree. And you come up here, you've got just bushes and overgrowth, and then the sidewalk just, completely comes to a stop, really. I mean, you can't bicycle over this or anything like that. So this is why I say the sidewalks are terrible. So this forces you to go out on the street, and that's why everyone drives their bikes on the street. Okay, so let's say you're coming from this direction on your bicycle, and then you turn around. Okay, so you're walking along or you're biking along, and all of a sudden your sidewalk just completely stops, and is filled with overgrowth and some garbage. So that's why I say the sidewalks are terrible. And even across the street where, there's not a lot of garbage, if you were to ride your bike along here, this is what you would be facing right here. You'd have to jump over this and then climb and then go on like that. Okay, here's another example of a sidewalk where you're walking along and then there's just a tree right in the middle of it. So yeah, you could squeeze by, I guess, walking, like really kind of squeeze by. But, if you're on a bicycle, you're not getting through. So that's just that. Okay, just a little more sidewalk action. You can see walking along or riding your bike. You have a trunk here on the right. You got garbage here right in the middle of your way. Then there's a trash can in your way. Then there's a light post in the middle of the sidewalk. Okay. So yeah, I wouldn't suggest jogging or riding a bike. And again, if you're walking, here's a light suspension wire. It's suspending, it's holding up the light post, but it's in the middle of the sidewalk. I'm gonna be coming up to actually where I get my hair cut, the barber, who I like very much. I think they do an excellent job. But again, here on the sidewalk, you got the tension wire right in the middle of the sidewalk, holding up the light post. Then right in the middle of the sidewalk, you have the light post itself. Go around it. Then there's a tree right in the middle of the sidewalk.
So you go around it. Let's say you're on a bicycle, or well, not that you would ever do that, but if you were, you wanted to take a right, this is what you're going to come up to. Boom. Dead end. I mean, it just stops. I mean, there's no sidewalk here. This is it, you know? And the same goes for this side. If you're walking down this street, you know, coming this way, you got a little bit of sidewalk there, and then boom, no sidewalk. And this is the truth. This is what I speak, the truth. It's what I see. Looks like a sleeping bag. And it's got a lot of overgrowth, low-hanging wire, which is typical after a windstorm. You see that a lot. I think that was my barber that just passed by. There's some garbage. You got the tires, very typical. Just massive amounts of garbage. The streets are dirty. Just what I see with my own two eyes. Okay? So I don't make stuff up. If it was beautiful and clean, I would show that just as well. So there's no sidewalk at all. Okay, up until you finally get up to this area here. It finally clears out. And then of course it starts up again. Although of course it's, you know, very crumbled, deteriorated, you know, where it starts back up. But yeah, so that's that. That's that for the sidewalks. Not good. Now I'm gonna go try to show the green strip on Montejo because that's kind of cool. That's really the only place I've ever seen people actually ride their bikes or walk. Sometimes they'll walk along San Angelo as well. You know, they have a big sidewalk there. You can walk along that. But there's not really much to see. By the way, if you are in Mérida and you want a great barber, this is on 77th and 36. 77 and 36. Hola, ¿cómo están? ¿Todo bien? Estoy grabando un poquito por aquí nomás.
¿Sí? ¿Sabe que se viene a cortar?
No, todavía no, me falta.
Sí.
Claro que me gustaría aquí un poquito por los lados, nada más. No estoy aquí grabando. Estaba diciendo, de hecho, que ustedes aquí son buenísimos en la barbería.
Muchas gracias.
¿Sí?
Yo pensé que te vienes a cortar.
Sí.
No. Además, yo veo que ya está repleto ahí, ¿no? Hay mucha gente.
Para ahí.
Más o menos.
¿Quieres grabar por dentro?
No, con esa gente no, me siento un poco. Porque hay gente que no les gustan. Ustedes no les importa, ¿no?
No.
Bueno, mira, estos son mis barberos, los dos.
Te cortamos el pelo.
Zuria, ¿no?
Sí, sí.
Y yo te conozco como Cristiano Tax.
¿Así? ¿Es mi
Bueno,
apellido?
es apellido Tax.
Los dos son buenísimos en cortar el pelo, la verdad.
Hay sol.
Hay mucho sol, sí.
Mucho sol.
Bueno, que tenga buen fin, nos vemos en un par de semanas, ¿no?
Dale pues. Para tu
Hasta luego, gracias. Okay, everybody, right now I'm right in front of the Gran Museo de Mundo Maya, as you can see right there in front of me. And this is one of the bus stops here. This is the green strip I was talking about. That's actually kind of nice. It's a very decent sidewalk to actually walk on or ride your bike on. Only problem is it doesn't really last that long, you know? So I wanted to show the good little green strip. I love walking down this thing, and I do it quite often. So if you want to walk around and also have a decent view, I mean, look at that. Get to see the museum. You know, if you're further down, of course, there's, not that it's a great view, but you got, you know, Costco and Galerías. That's my helmet on the ground. Pick it up, and we continue. So this place right here usually is it's almost always clear of debris. There's definitely trash on the sides, but, you know, what can you expect near a bus stop? Today it looks actually very clean. Yeah, I really like this green strip. Probably just head up to this traffic light up here and then turn around.
You don't need to see the whole thing. I think you get the idea. There's a guy selling these, whatever you call it, woven baskets and stuff like that. But see though, even today's Saturday, I don't see anybody. I don't know why. I don't see anyone doing any exercise or walking or running along this trail. But anyway, this is what I mean by the trash. But I guess this can be expected with kind of like a bus stop. So not a big deal, I suppose. But yeah, I don't understand. People just like drink their Coke and then just throw it on the ground. You know, I don't get that. Yeah, so that's that for here. There's Costco over there. And I'm going to shut this off for now. I'm not sure who this is a bust of. Ricardo Lopez Mendez, El Bate. Okay, here's a lady enjoying her bike. I like that. I like seeing that. Very cool. I mean, at least here you can have a nice, safe bike ride without worrying about being instructed. There's a hotel. Siglo XXI. I have no idea what the rating is or what the reviews are like. And that's it. I'm back. Okay, so for example, if you were to just walk along this really extremely skinny sidewalk, which I doubt you would, but just saying, you turn the corner and hey, I'm gonna keep going. No, you're not. This is what you would come across. Okay. So these are the sidewalks. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, this is what you'll encounter. Okay, one more sidewalk recording here. Here we are. As you can see, it's blocked by a huge tree. As we move on, there's just a bunch of garbage. And then the sidewalk itself doesn't exist. Look at this. So sidewalk culture in Merida is non-existent. I mean, really, with the exception of the green strip that I showed you on Montejo. And also, of course, downtown Montejo is beautiful. Very wide, gorgeous sidewalks. But the neighborhoods, not so much. I'm going to show you up ahead too. Hopefully you can see it. I know the sun's kind of in my way, but I tried shooting the other way and my shadow was really overcast, so I figured a little bit into the sun would be better than seeing my shadow overcast and everything. Here, I'll actually go up on the sidewalk. Why not? I don't trip and fall. Got your little Caesar's pizza here, I guess. I'm crouching right now. So it's not only debris and trash and everything like that, broken cement, but then also people just block it with their door. This is very common here. You'll see people open their gate. And I get it because, I mean, nobody's using this as a sidewalk to actually walk or ride their bike. Nobody. They're actually selling it. So maybe it's a worthy investment. Looks like condos based on the parking. It's like 4 cars. So here you go again. These tension wires holding up these poles that are in the middle of the sidewalk, all over the place. And really just rubble. There's rubble everywhere. So that's that. I see these signs everywhere for this guy. And my friend, she actually works for the competition. So it's kind of funny. But this guy here, he puts signs all over the north. But I'm not sure how much they're charging here. Looks nice, I mean, at least the facade. There's a phone number if you want to give them a call. Anyway, that's it. I'm done with the sidewalk tour. You get the point.
The weather, and again, this is subjective. I've mentioned this before in the other video, and if you like humidity and you like the heat, then it's not a negative, okay? This would be a positive for you. So this just depends upon who you are.
I am sweating like crazy. And this is December, man. This is December 2nd.
Rude people beeping. Now, realistically, I don't think they're rude. I just think it's their culture. I remember when I grew up in Massachusetts, and I remember like my friends would come to pick me up or something like that, and they might like go beep, 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 you know, in the driveway, you know, to tell me to come out. And my dad, you know, he was old school, of course, and I was just brought up that you don't do that. You don't just beep, you know, you either call someone and tell them to come out or you knock on the door. But, you know, I don't think it's a big deal to beep a little bit, a couple times to tell someone to come out. But my point is, right where I live, there's a private school, and this place gets packed with traffic just for the school, not the entire road, but people that are picking up their kids, because the kids here don't want to, you know, the rich kids, the fresas, they don't take buses, okay? Their parents or somebody picks them up in a nice car. And so the people that are sitting in their nice car, they literally lay on the horn. I mean, like that. And I have to listen to that every frickin' day, and it pisses me off. And it's like, what do you think that is going to do? Do you really think people are just gonna move faster because people are beeping? It's horrible. And to me, just because of where I was brought up, it's absolutely rude. I just don't like it. I don't like that noise, you know? And it's horrible, and it just happens here. But again, here, the culture, I don't think people think it's rude. It's just part of life. It's just what they do. They just lay on the horn when they're waiting to pick up their kids at the school, the private school. But I live right next to it, and I hear it every day with the police, with his whistle. He's whistling every 2 seconds. And it sucks for me. I hate it. So I know that other places, they beep their horn. I don't know. I just grew up that to me it's rude to lay on your horn, and I don't personally like it. If you're fine with it, then it's not a negative. To me, it's a big negative, especially where I live. I have to listen to it every day when the kids get out of school. Let's see. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it, really. So if you're thinking of living here, biggest thing I would say is really, number one, make sure that you're okay with all the negatives that I mentioned. And then number two, especially if you're gonna buy something, just really be careful. Make sure you have an attorney that's on your side. The good thing here is the notaries. All of the notaries are attorneys, and they are there to protect you and, you know, go over your paperwork and make sure everything's in order. But just be careful of people that are selling land, and, you know, there's not an attorney involved. Don't get involved with that stuff. Really, do things the right way. Make sure you're protected, especially with your investment. You know, if you're gonna buy something, make sure it's being done the right way. To be a realtor here, you don't need a license. So anyone can sell a house. So I personally would, you know, go with an established real estate agency that, you know, has a good reputation. So that's that. Have a great day. Those are the 9 negatives, and we will talk in the next one. Bye.